Back in 2024, 2 days before Thanksgiving, I was in a car accident, and I honestly thought I was gonna die. And I didn't see the car stop. The sun was real bright that day, and I was going 50 miles per hour. Just left work on my way home, or not on my way home, on my way to pick up my children, and one of the cars just stopped like out of nowhere for no reason, and I didn't see the car stop in front of me, and I ran right into him going 50 miles per hour. And when I took that first hit, I knew it was going to be bad, and I immediately prayed to God to save my life and to help me get through it. And then, even though I knew God, I was talking to God, and I knew God was going to be there for me, I still truly didn't have the faith, or strong faith, that I have now, because I still was scared that I was going to die. I still, I was going in and out of consciousness, and I didn't understand the stuff that I was going through. I remember when they took me out of the car, of my wrecked car, it was so painful. I will never forget the pain that I felt getting out of that car. And when on my way to the hospital, everything went white on me, and I thought I was dying. My breathing slowed up drastically, and my head was bleeding like really bad, and I saw all light and no one else. I just saw absences. Like, I didn't see anything else. And I told God, I'm not ready to come home yet. My kids still need me. And I remember waking up, and when I woke up the first time, they were getting ready to sew my head together. I had blood going everywhere. I woke up in the hospital all confused. I didn't know what was going on. My family was right there. They were scared that I wasn't going to make it, and basically I was giving the doctor a hard time. I told the doctor, he's not sewing me up. Absolutely not. Not while I'm awake. And he told me, look, if we do not get your head sewed, you will die. And we got to sew your head so you don't bleed to death. And hearing those words struck me so hard, where I sucked it up and I let him sew my head up, and it was a scary moment, but I just had to do it. I didn't want to die. And the whole time I was in the hospital, I was praying. And then I don't remember anything after that. And then I remember waking back up to everyone around me again. So throughout that process of when I hit and on my way to the hospital, I had few interactions where I was unconscious and I was, coming back. But with all that being said, I was in the hospital for 2 months, and I had an external fix on my leg, and my bone was sticking out of my ankle. It was an open bone break, or outer bone break, I should say. And my bone was sticking out of my ankle. And I remember it was when I woke up the first time, right before they were sewing my head together, that's when I saw my bone sticking out of my body, and it freaked me out. I'm not used to anything like that. And I was just under a lot of stress. I just kept praying. That's all I knew what to do, was pray and beg God for my life. And after the 2 months of being in the hospital, I had to learn how to live out of a wheelchair. They sent me to a rehab, and they taught me how to live life in a wheelchair, basically. It was very different, something I don't ever want to experience ever again. But then I had to go back to the hospital to get my cast off. And when that happened, when they took it off, I had blood pouring everywhere, just going crazy, because they had found that I had a very bad infection, which was MRSA. So I spent more time in the hospital. They gave me two blood transfusions, and they also gave me IV antibiotics, and I was on antibiotics for 6 months after I left from that. So when I did get released home, I lived out of a wheelchair for about 2 months, and then after the wheelchair experience, I had to go to physical therapy to relearn how to walk again. And that was one of the most, I think, hardest moments of my life, because hearing people say you have to relearn how to walk again, I didn't understand what they meant. I said, I know how to walk again. I just pick up my legs and go. And when I tried to do that, it was not working. Like I couldn't move my legs, and my faith was just down. Let's just put it that way. Like, I didn't think I would be able to walk, be the same that I used to be. And so now a year went by, the whole 2025, I was healing and getting back to work and stuff like that. And just last Wednesday, since the first time since my accident, I was at Bible study, and God kept telling me, after Bible study, try to run, see if you can do it. And I didn't want to do it alone. I told my son, like, I want to try running. And he supported me on that. And so I tried it, and it wasn't a gallop, it wasn't a jog, it was a full-fledged run. And before, I couldn't do that. And now I can ride bikes. I'm able to do that. I just got my bike this year, and I was able to ride it. It felt weird, but I still was able to do it. So what I've noticed through this journey was when my pastor had brought me up to the church, and he placed his hand on my leg in the very beginning. It was like the third service that I had, when he placed his hand on my ankle and he told God to heal my ankle and I would be healed. I didn't understand what he meant at the time. I was still new, and I'm still learning, and I had a lack of knowledge on a lot. And so I really wasn't expecting what I should feel. I was like, okay, am I supposed to feel like immediate healing, or what? And as time went on, and the more I learned about God, my faith got stronger. And I was just testifying last week, the stronger my faith gets, the less pain that I'm feeling, the more that I can do, the more that I'm getting back to myself. And now I know exactly what my pastor Chad meant. Faith will heal. If you have the faith, you will be healed. And you got to have 100% faith. Even if you have a little bit of doubt, that will stop your healing. So I pray, and I encourage whoever is watching this to take Jesus into their life, accept him as your Savior, and have faith that he will heal you. If you have anything that you need to be healed from, he will do it. God just showed me that this week when I was able to run again. So I just wanted to share my testimony and my experience. If you guys don't know nothing about this church, I advise you to come now, very quickly, in Lake St. Louis. It's a beautiful church, wonderful, awesome people in it, and you will get the right guidance on your spiritual journey.